And we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man.
Been all around the world. Been all around the world. Been all around the world. Sing song.
Yo, we've been all around the world.
Been all around the world. Sing song. All around the world. Sing song.
I came for the party to get naughty, get my rocks on, eat popcorn, watch you move your body to the pop song that I'm singing, ding-a-linging, funky beats ringing, everybody swinging in the place as I kick the J-A-Z-Z-Y style, R&B, mixing it with the hip-hop swing beat, champagne in my hand, it won't be long till I'm gone. It's just the same old song.
It's just a freestyle. Meanwhile, I keep the beat kicking. Sweat dripping. Girlies in the limo eating chicken. Oops, don't get the grease on your pantyhose. I love you, Rover. Move over. I gotta blow my nose. There I go, there I go, there I go. But I don't go nowhere without my gym hat. What I'm rapping is if she's clapping, then I'm strapping, cause I'm smarter than that. And then, girlie, maybe we can get along. Cutie after cutie. It's just the same old song. It's the same old song, y'all.
Same song.
It's just the same old song.
It's the same song.
Same song.
Money big, the freaky dick, the squeaky wicky up and down. Well, as a matter of fact, I'll be right back to you. Yes, freaky. So I'm draining, entertaining, but I got fame and the bases I touch. Too much for me to try to be naming. Hey yo, you saw me on cable and grin. I busted in and I was going to win. Like Clark Gable back in Oakland, it's the same old song. For sporty shorty, same freckles and hat, drinking the same Ford.
Hypothetical.
KBLA Talk 1580. That's Money B. You heard him on the track. That's a little Digital Underground. Of course, you know that's the KBLA delegation. We're not stupid, but he is a hip-hop originator, member of Digital Underground, member of Raw Fusion, an actor, a rapper, an entrepreneur. Money B, good morning. Money, there you are.
Real quick.
Yes, please.
You guys were just playing same song,
Yes.
and there was one part that was censored, and they censored the line, "I gotta take her." That's to be censored about that.
You know what? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. I just get radio edits. You see my shirt? We're actually on StreamYard, which means you can see us on Facebook, right, Miles, and on YouTube. You see what I'm wearing? I don't know if you can see it. I got my DU merch.
Heck yeah.
Well, I know you, huh? Yeah, it's nice.
See?
You can get it at dumerch.com, I think, right?
Yep, of course.
So, Mun, you must be getting used to getting censored, though, right? I mean, by now you've been being censored for decades.
I have been, and you know, it's funny. I just had a conversation because I was with Be Real from Cypress Hill yesterday on his show, and we were just talking about, because I was signed to Hollywood Records, which is owned by Disney, right? And they signed Raw Fusion and a few other groups. And it was funny because they as soon as they signed us, they wanted to censor everything we did. It's like, well, why did you sign us?
I mean, Disney's famous for that. I did a show with them. They make you sign these long contracts. And I would, I crossed a lot of stuff out on mine. Wait, you own everything, I think, for the next year.
Right.
Seems like an odd combination, but I mean, now with the internet, you don't have to be censored. You can just go and, well, we're on actual, old fashioned radio. So we have to play the radio edit. But when you're just doing a podcast, you could say whatever.
You know, what's funny? You can say whatever, but because Digital Underground, like, because we still tour and perform. And for the most part, we primarily do like corporate events, municipality shows, like for the cities and casinos. And a lot of our shows, they ask that we censor our lyrics. So even when we do like, we rarely do clubs, but even when we do shows where we're not asked to be censored, we just censor ourselves anyway. And that's sort of like, it kind of leaked into my interviews and everything else. I try not to use words that need to be censored when I talk.
So how are you feeling these days, Money B? How are you? First of all, let me say this. Thank you for my show open that I play every single day. That's you rapping. And it shows you the power of the word, the power of the MC, the power of the mic, because ever since you said that I'm the queen of Black Talk Radio, everyone's saying it. So apparently
Yes.
I've been crowned by Money B.
You were christened and dubbed the queen by the lyrics. You said how am I feeling?
Yeah, how are you feeling? Yeah, just in general, hip hop and the music and in the artistry and all that right now.
Well, with the music and the artistry, I feel very good. Like I'm really active right now with a lot of new music for myself, as long as for other projects that I've been on recently. Like me and Young Hump, we just did a song with Diamond D for his new release. I recently did a song with PMD from EPMD that I'm really proud of, and then I have a bunch of my solo stuff, as well as we're still discussing and trying to see if we can get one last digital underground project with the entire group, with unfinished music that Shock left behind. But on a personal level, our entire collective, we're still mourning the loss of one of our members and my little cousin, Cleetis Mack, who passed April 27th. We had services in Philadelphia, but we're planning a life celebration and memorial in Oakland on June 27th at the East Oakland Collective in East Oakland, California. So if you knew Clee, if you love Clee, we will be celebrating his life June 27th in Oakland at the East Oakland Collective.
What happened?
We don't know exactly. We're still waiting for the results of the autopsy to come back. So it's hard to say, because from what we all knew, he wasn't having any really, health issues that we knew about. So we just have to wait and see what comes back.
I find it really, you and I, we're not going to age. We're just going to stay young forever. Me and Money
Yeah.
B. We don't. But but even for the people,
I love this comment. We were talking, me and B-Real, and he said, we get older, but we don't get old.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not old.
But I find it disturbing because people are leaving the building. Of course, many years ago we lost Tupac, we lost Easy, but even Shock, and it seems like a lot of the hip hop generation folks are leaving us early. I don't know if we lived harder, or if it's just coincidence, but it seems like we're losing a lot of folks.
Yeah, we're at that age, I guess.
I protest that. We ain't that old. You're supposed to be like 80 or something when people start leaving the building, right?
You think that, but I think the first time that I really experienced that is when Guru from Gangstar passed, however many years ago. It was like he didn't get shot, he didn't get hit by a car, he passed from health issues and we can say natural causes, but that was the first time that it hit me, like our peers are starting to experience that. And that's, you just know you're not promised the next day, right?
Nothing's promised. Another huge loss. Yeah, somebody who should still be here. Do you feel added responsibility, like, okay, now we're the OGs, we gotta carry this this culture some kind of way?
Yes. And I think the way that we do that is by passing the information to the younger artists and generation, at least the ones that want or that are accepting of the information. So I always try to make sure that I make myself accessible to the youth and give as much information as I can when I can.
Do they want to
Yeah.
hear stories all the time? Money B, tell me about the time when you Money B. Is that what it is?
It's that more than likely. What was it like with such and such? And how did you do this? Tell me about that. And as much as I can, I tell the stories. And that's why, that's why I wrote my book, which is actually coming out. I think it's coming out in September of this
Because
year.
you're gonna have to come back for that. And congratulations. I can't wait to read it. I mean, Money B, you've always been a great storyteller inside of your music, but also outside the music, just as a person. So I can't wait to read that book.
That's why I was asked to write it, because I always had a story for everything. They're like, bro, you should write a book.
You do got a story for everything. And your stories be uncensored, or at least they're like, I feel like you have the ability to just tell it, and you know, without all the publicist flourishes of trying to make everybody look good or present a certain narrative. Money B will just be like, this is what happened.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened. And a lot of times people try to everybody wants to be the hero in their movie, right?
Right.
And you can't be the hero all the time. So I just tell it. I've taken many losses and many wrong turns and made many mistakes. So when I tell the stories, I tell the whole story.
Yeah. So that's coming out in September. Do you have a name for it?
Yeah, A DU Party Don't Stop. So, and you would hear that title because it derives from one of our album titles, Cause A DU Party Don't Stop. But really the book is not just about, it's not a hip hop book. It's it's more of a almost like an American history tale, right? Because I tell, it's my experience through 5 decades or 4 decades, right? So starting with me being, my mother and father being in the Black Panther Party, and me going to the Oakland Community School, founded by the Black Panther Party, and what that experience was as a youth, just watching what was happening through the 70s. And then in the 80s, I had to navigate through the whole crack epidemic as a teenager. And then you get to the 90s with Digital Underground and Tupac. And then when the light starts to dim and how you have to adjust and some of the things that I experienced when that started to happen. And then there were, I talk about some of the a few family tragedies that I have. So I just give you insight. So I bring you all the way from the beginning of my life, all the way up till to the pandemic, really.
So it's a memoir.
It is.
Money B's memoir, DU Party Don't Stop, coming out in September. I know we're going to have a whole conversation about that because I'm going to read the book before you come on. And then
I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Money B is our guest, and we'll continue the conversation when we come forward because the DU Party Don't Stop on KBLA Talk 1580.
Where the overlooked become unmissable. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game. Look, if you want the shirt, I'm wearing my Shock G shirt, my Digital Underground shirt. You can go to dumerch.com, dumerch.com, and get you one, because I ain't giving you mine. Money B is here with us. And we're streaming, actually. You can see us on YouTube, Facebook, wherever. So, Money B, I said you had an announcement, teasing today's show. He has an announcement. And I was talking about your sex packets project. Explain what's happening with that.
So, when you hear sex packets, people should understand that that's an album, right? And that's the first Digital Underground album on Tommy Boy Records that, was multi-platinum, and we actually were Grammy nominated for that album. But it was released 35 plus years ago, right? So we're celebrating 35 plus year anniversary of Sex Packets by performing the entire album with our live band, Certified Players. And we were scheduled to perform this show this Thursday, May 28th, at the Regent Theater in downtown Los Angeles. Is it my phone?
Yeah, they need to stop calling me. Stop calling Money B's on the radio right now.
Right. And
right. So that was downtown LA on Thursday. You were meant to. Yeah.
Yes. And due to circumstances out of our control, we had to move the date to September 3rd. So, I care about our supporters, right? So I know a lot of people that bought tickets, and they will be contacted. So you can, if you bought tickets, your ticket is good for the new date. And, for the people that will be walking up, I just kind of want to let as many people know before they go down there and think that it's going to be a show that night. But we will have the show, and it's an awesome show. Like the band is great. We're going to have some special guests. Battle Cat is opening. DJ Mona Lisa is going to be DJing the VIP after party that happens right after the show. And, being that we moved the date, we're probably going to add some more acts to the show and maybe even a different host. So now to say it's greater later.
Still at the Regency?
Still at the Regent Theater in downtown LA.
Regent, okay, yeah, in DTLA.
Yeah, so yeah, the only thing that changes is the date, but we will be once again, it's all year we're celebrating the 35 plus year anniversary of the Sex Packets. And actually the album was re-released on Tommy Boy Records, and they did like a special box set. Have you seen it?
Nope, not yet.
I'm gonna show it to you, and it has it's dope. So it's like this box set, right?
Oh dang!
With the original cover, but then there's a pop up.
Oh wow! If you're on YouTube, you can see. Okay, that's very digital underground. That's dope,
right? That's super dope, and it has let me see.
Is that vinyl inside? It looks like
it's
vinyl.
Look at the vinyl.
Oh wow! You see that,
With
Miles?
The original credits and artwork inside, and then it even comes with the which is my favorite part of it, is this booklet, right? And it just has like pictures and things of like,
oh, it's like a digital underground scrapbook almost.
Yeah, and it has like shot when he was young with his family.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
And they got your guy in there.
Because digital, yeah, okay. So that's dope. That's like an 35th anniversary release, celebration release, special edition.
So the vinyl and CD have been re-released, and you can get them on wherever you can buy your vinyl, but they'll also be on dumerch.com where you can get in and actually be offering like a Sex Packets bundle with the vinyl and the Sex Packets t-shirt or a hoodie.
Okay. Well, congrats on that. I mean, that sounds wild to actually perform the entire album 35 years later with a live band and whoever shows up. So congrats on that. I'll look forward to it. September 3rd at the Regent in downtown LA is the new date. You are Digital Underground. I mean, is kind of like a collective. I mean, obviously you guys are an act and you tour and all that, but it's more like a collective, right?
Mm-hmm. No, it is. And that's really what I call it. When I mention digital, I always say, the collective, because it's all of our members plus, like it's like a supporting cast. It's like our family, right? So you got the group members still existing, which is like me, Young Hump, Mystic, Numbskull from the Loonies, Essential, DJ Fuze, DJ Always, DJ New Styles, and it goes on and on and on. But then you have H and Gregory, who is who was our manager, who, like we have a meeting at 12 to like the committee for Cleetis celebration, planning that. And that was Mystic just calling me, right?
Hi, Mystic.
And then we have like the Noses, who are sort of like how the Grateful Dead has the Deadheads or whatever. We have the Noses, who are our sort of like support, like they show up for us, wherever we go. And they become part of the family. So it just goes on and on and on and on. So it is a collective. And even down to Michael Denton, who has Infinite Studios in Alameda, where we did, who we've been working with for 30 years, right? But whatever we need, he's there for us. And we all talk, we still communicate, and whenever anything is needed or something happens, we support each other. Even I got to shout out Nzazi too, because I know Nzazi listens to your show sometimes, or maybe all the time. But if you're listening, Z, what up, though?
And you guys, I mean, and that within that collective, there's also different groups like Raw Fusion and different configurations that are still part of it, and Tupac that are still part of
Right.
the Digital Underground family or collective. I mean, that's how I always thought of it.
Yeah, it is. Like, like initially, I said when we came together, we were more like a production team, right? Because we were all, me and Fuse were Raw Fusion before we joined Digital Underground. And Tupac was in Strictly Dope. And, we all had solo projects, but we came together to make sure that the first Digital Underground release was the best that it could be. Oh, and even Gold Money with Pee Wee and Big Money Otis, where we all knew that it wasn't like we were in the group and we decided, hey, we need to go solo. It was planned from the beginning. So within Digital Underground, you had Raw Fusion, you had Gold Money, you had Chopmaster J, who spun off and did Force One Network, right? Saphir, the Loonies, Mystic, now the Mechanics with Four Racks and Kenny Tweet. Four Racks used to be our DJ. Now the Mechanics are like the Bay Area sound, when it comes to hip hop and mob music. And they work with everybody from E40 to Short Kick to Sneak. Like, you've heard the Mechanics production. If you're not from the Bay, you haven't heard their name, their music. And it goes on, right?
It goes on. It goes on. We got news, traffic, and sports, and then the interview goes on. We're talking with Money B of Digital Underground, the Digital Underground Collective. I'm Dominique DeFrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago leaders are rolling out a new summer safety strategy. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson says the plan boosts resources in high crime areas.
And this summer, we will continue leaning into what works, our partnerships, our investments, and of course, coordination.
He's urging parents to talk with teens about the risks of large gatherings.
to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
And we're talking with Money B of Digital Underground, also Raw Fusion, also Money B of Money B. And he's got a lot going on, not the least of which a show that was meant to be on Thursday has been moved and will now be September 3rd at the Regent in downtown LA. You said a really important thing, which is if you've already bought tickets, your tickets are still going to be good on September 3rd. But if we haven't got tickets yet and we want to go, what should we do?
Oh, if you haven't bought tickets, you can still purchase. Now you're actually the first person that I've spoken to. So the public actually, this is the first time you are the one that is helping me get this message out, right?
Breaking news, yes.
Yeah, you're breaking the news. So we're actually gonna probably make the announcement of the new date today publicly, like through all of the social media and all the platforms and systems. And once we make that announcement, if you want to buy tickets for the new date, you can go to Ticketmaster.com or I think really wherever I think Regent has a website that links, and you can also, if you listen to Digital Underground Music, you can buy your tickets off of our Spotify page. So we're basically wherever you buy your tickets, it's a Ticketmaster event, so you can get the tickets. And we have I do have to say this. So we do have meet and greet tickets. I think it's only going to be like 100 of them or however many, where the ticket includes that vinyl that I showed you, but
nice.
Signed by us, and you get to take pictures with the group.
Y'all don't do Chris Brown style pictures, right? Where y'all
No.
they all up on you.
Nah, not like that.
Just old fashioned meet and greet.
Just meet and greet,
But it's always fun because it's always fun hanging out with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was talking about our collective, I forgot to mention you and the POTUS, because we've been rocking and rolling for a long time.
We're honorary members. I'll take it. I don't remember the first time I met you or Digital Underground, which means you guys are so much in my consciousness of growing up in the Bay. It's just like I feel like you guys were always there.
Yeah, we was always around. So early.
You don't have any Dominique DePrima stories in that book, do you?
No, I don't think so. I might have a picture. So we do have, the print copy will have a few pictures, but I know of the pictures that we were going through, I have this picture with, I think, me, you, and Dwayne Wiggins from like the Gavin convention one year.
Oh, wow. That's wild going back. Well, of course, your book is dropping in September. You'll come back. We'll talk about that once I get a chance to read it. We got I think he might be one of the noses on the phone. Shayon from Long Beach. Good morning. Shayon, you there? Yes.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Hey now.
Yeah. He's talking about the iconic group Digital Underground.
Yes, of which he is one of the founding members. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Rest in peace to Humpty. Yeah. Well, I grew up on your music, man. It was a great time, and I just wanted to call in and say, thanks for providing us with some good times in the music, man, and hopefully, y'all can get together and put something out and let us continue to enjoy it.
Hey, man, that's what the plan is. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. That's all I wanted to say. Good morning to everybody.
Good morning, Shayon. Thanks for the love. Appreciate you always. So you were talking about, one last Digital Underground project possibly coming, and having some stuff that Shock G had been working on before he passed. I know that Digital Underground continues. You keep touring, you keep working, but Shock G is a huge missing piece, and that's what Sean was referencing when he said "Rest in peace to Humpty Hump."
Yeah, and the plan for this album, like I said, there is a few pieces that Shock was working on that are unfinished that we hope to bring together. But even one of the last things that we talked about, I'm talking about me, Shock, and everybody else, we were supposed to have a reunion tour where we brought everybody together because their Digital Underground kind of went in waves and in segments, right? So in the beginning it was me, Fuse, Shock, Jimmy, Sleuth, or Chop Master J and Sleuth. But then you fast forward a few months or the next project, which is This Is an EP. This is, what is it? This Is an EP with same song. That's when we had Pee Wee and Big Money Otis and Gold Money and Schmoovy Schmoove kind of took sort of like a center stage in that project. But then you go to the next project. That's when Saphir and Clee, and then after that, Mystic. So Shock wanted to do something where we brought everybody together for one, really big show in Oakland. And I think this is kind of a way to honor that, is to just bring everybody together to contribute to this project, right? And so I sort of came up with this concept, right? That this is a tentative title, but I'm just going to tell you because this is what we're thinking about. Something to the extent of like check your inbox, right? Because you never know what somebody has, what's going on with somebody. So you check with people and check with yourself to make sure that you're okay, right? So not only include Shock's music and some of the vocals that we all have, but sort of speak to what that subject of make sure you check on your people and check on each other and make sure you check with yourself to make sure you're okay, because you never know what's going on with someone. So
yeah, it's true. You really don't. Do you have? I wonder if I have this. Do you have survivor's guilt? I mean, you're a member of Digital Underground. We've seen, Tupac die so young, and you worked really closely with him. You guys had your, you guys had a complicated relationship, you and Tupac, from my observation. And then now Shock G, and Clee. Do you feel like there's a little survivor's remorse there?
And Schmoovy Schmoove, right? Well, not necessarily. The way that I have to look at it is that I'm here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So because everybody sort of had their superpower, right? And maybe mine is the one that is here to continue to tell the stories over and over again so that we don't forget those who aren't here with us, right?
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like, our job is to tell the story because we're still standing. Why am I still standing? I do think that. Why am I still standing? And Pac had to go. Why am I still standing? And Easy had to go. And I think we have a responsibility to tell the stories. Do you find yourself pushing back either in your book or online? Because I've noticed a lot of people now are talking smack about Pac. It's like at one point everyone was revering him, and now I feel like there's people online trying to cut him down to size. I don't know if they're bots or if it's just a hateration, another iteration of that. I'm not really sure where it's coming from.
Well, I was always told if you argue with fools, people won't be able to tell the difference, right? So I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't matter to me because you can say what you want, but if someone is speaking in that tone and in that manner, it's what they want to believe. So why would I try to prove something to someone, one, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing is what they believe doesn't affect, you know, they don't have the PIN number to my bank account. Right. And when I type in my PIN and I look at my bank account, nothing that they did affects what I see. Right. So
yeah, that's true. I just get
I just
mad. I
leave it at
feel like,
that.
well, you know, Tupac's not here to speak for himself, or Eric's not here to speak for himself, or Greg is not here to speak for himself, but I'm still here. So you're not going to talk that smack, you know, while I'm here. But you're right. Then I probably look just as crazy as they do. But I you know,
Yeah.
sometimes I resist.
Because I was criticized and we were criticized before social media.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
it doesn't bother me.
Okay. So you just ignore it.
Yeah, I let other people, a lot of people defend us and I let them
Yeah,
say it.
that's
But if I talk to someone and they're like, man, they said this and they said that, I first say leave it alone, right? But if they, but some people can't help it and that's what they do. Me, I don't bother with it because you know who I am, right? The
Yeah.
people that know me know who I am and who we are, and that's really what's important.
Yeah, I always say the streets know. The streets
Yeah.
always know.
And
Somehow they always know. But when I
yeah,
say
so
you
we
and
all
Pac,
good in the hood. Go
when
ahead.
I say you and Pac had a complicated relationship, that's just my observation. I wasn't all in your stuff, but it seemed like you guys, almost like you were actually blood brothers. You know, that love and that hate.
Yeah, because people think or people mention or say, Pac was your best friend. I'm like, he wasn't my best friend. He was more like you said, like a brother or a cousin that, because we didn't actually, all of us, me, Shock, Tri-Master J, all of us, we had our own set of friends and lives and ways that we like to do things. We came together for the music and we loved each other, but it wasn't like, when you say best friend, that means that you guys hang out and you do the same thing all the time and you're super like-minded. Well, for me, and even with Tupac, a lot of times I'll be like, bro, don't do that. Or watch out for this, that type of thing. We did hang out and do all of that stuff, but I didn't just follow along with everything that anybody did just because we were close. It was like, you do you do that, I do this. And I think we all try to look out for each other as much as we could, but we all had our own personalities, our own ways that we like to do things, our own set of friends, basically our own separate lifestyles that we all lived.
I mean, and you guys were almost like competitors within the sphere of your own group, right?
Of course. Yeah, if you rap, you should be a competitor. Every time that I touched the mic, I wanted to be the best on it. And then a lot of times I thought I was the best. He thought he was the best. And that was just it. Like, we did, even before we wrote the same song, we were like, oh, I'm about to kill it. He's like, whatever, I'm about to kill it. And when I did, I Get Around, when he called me because he was living in LA, did you do your verse? I was like, bro, I just killed you on your own song. It was friendly, but absolutely. And, same thing. I know the same thing. Ice Cube would tell you that about Ren or him and DLC. You always want to be the best. So if you say there was no competition and you are a rapper, then you are not telling all of the truth.
Yeah.
Either that or you weak.
Or both. We're talking with Money B of Digital Underground, Raw Fusion, and more. We'll get the latest on what he's up to. He's got a new project dropping. All that straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
Let me tell you something about Los Angeles. This city doesn't have small problems, so it damn sure doesn't need small, weak leadership. That's why I support Karen Bass. She walked into a system that was slow, broken, and reluctant to change. She cut through red tape and started moving people off the streets into housing. She created the Office of Community Safety to make our neighborhoods safer, supported wage increases
Dominic DePrima on First Things First.
It does indeed, and it's a lot of fun talking with Money B of Digital Underground, Raw Fusion, and more. Money B, you always got a million things going on, including a show which has now been moved to September 3rd. It will no longer be Thursday at the Regent. It will be September 3rd at the Regent. Got special guests. You said we can find tickets wherever we get our tickets, but also on Spotify if we follow Digital Underground. DUmerch.com is a great source of everything. Tell me about your other project you've got going on right now.
Okay, so I have a new project. It's called, the name of the project is called Analog Wishes Digital Dreams. And what it is, it's a tap to play fan card. What that means is, you have your credit card, right? And you tap it when you pay at the store.
Mm-hmm.
This is the card, and you tap it to your phone, and it opens up a standalone platform, right? Because we come from an era of tangible products, something that you can hold in your hand, right? We used to take it, unwrap, look at the artwork, read the credits, right? So this is taking you back to that. So, it has the artwork, but you tap this to your phone, it opens up a standalone platform that has, on this one, I have offered like 10 new songs, which feature Big Hutch or Cole 187 from Above the Law, Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, Raz Kaz is on there, Guap Dad 4000. And this is sort of like what's happening now with me. Like, this is the new music, but also I have like 7 videos sort of sharing Digital Underground history. So, I have one video, it's like, which shows you about when we used to do this skit on stage called Who's That Rapper? I tell the story about how the Humpty Dance almost wasn't made. I have an animated story about Tupac on there, right? So I'm giving you the history. That's why it's Analog Wishes, Digital Dreams, because in the beginning, when everything was analog, we had wishes, or we dreamed of being something, right? And through Digital Underground and the digital age, our dreams came true. So I'm giving you the new and a little bit of our history all in one package that you can only get. So you tap this to your phone. You can't get it anywhere else. It's not a URL that you can share, because it creates a unique URL every time you tap it to your phone. So you have to have a card to access this information or this content.
The videos, the music, all the stuff. So where do we get the card?
At DUmerch.com exclusively.
Keep
right?
it easy. DUmerch.com.
Yep. And but this also doubles as like a membership card. So when you have this we call it a content project or tap to play fan card, our supporters that have it. So now if I do a show and I'll say, whoever has this card, meet me at the merch booth, you get 40% off anything you want, right?
Wow.
Or it'll grant you like exclusive, maybe meet and greet opportunities. If we do a album release party, like say if I'm at the VIP party after the show on the 3rd, I might get on the mic and say, whoever has this card, first 5 people that have it, meet me at the bar, and I'll buy you a Shock G Forever Golden Ale or buy you a drink. So there's many ways that, you have perks just owning it. You get discounts off of merch. You get all of this new content that you can only get if you have this card. And it's a collectible, because it's only going to be a limited amount that I press. So once they're gone, they're gone. So
all right, man, we got to leave it there. It's time for Tavis Smiley. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and good luck on all your new projects.
I'll see you in September.
Tavis Smiley is next. Until tomorrow, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago leaders are rolling out a new summer safety strategy. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson says the plan boosts resources in high crime areas.
And this summer, we will continue leaning into what works.